Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of the Eat Be Like That podcast. We still have our very consistent hosts, even though we might have been a little inconsistent. Me, Nikib, Tamid, Pratik, and Rafi. This week, we actually are not talking about anything societal, philosophical. We're going down, hopefully not a rough route, but it might go down that way. Tamid, do you want to tell us a little bit about what we're talking about today?
Today we're talking about the wonderful world of pornography.
Let's talk for Allah, bro. That's fucked up.
So, when it comes to pornography, everyone knows it. Everyone's watched it. If you say you haven't, you're probably lying, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
For
What is
today
it?
specifically, it's the birds and the bees, except the version that the biology doesn't show, right? The version you don't get to see in health class, unfortunately.
Or in real life,
right?
Hopefully, unless you got a life, bro.
Okay, hey, are you kink shaming? Like, what if someone's into that?
Honestly, that was a mistake. I retract my statement.
That's right. You can't kink shame. We don't judge around here.
Wait, what about the really bad stuff?
Define bad? What is bad?
I mean, necrophilia is a kink.
Is it harming anyone, though? Is it harming anyone?
Not really.
Okay, wait, no. Who?
Wait, no. I'm not defending it.
Support of
I'm just saying.
necrophilia?
It's not bothering anyone.
Pratik secretly a necrophile?
I don't even like sex, bro. Jesus.
See, he says that, and then next thing you know, like, he's gonna share his location with someone, and we just see Pratik. Pratik really likes to frequent the cemeteries at night. I wonder
What's
why.
happening?
You know, Pratik. You know when he leaves sessions like really early. I wonder where he goes.
Right? Like, there are times when, like, Pratik will just hop off and be like, guys, I'm tired today. I don't want to play anymore. I'm gonna head to bed. I'm going to bed early tonight. What is bed, Pratik? Who's
Dude,
bed?
it's not early. I'm
Where
talking
is
about
the
like
bed?
10:30.
How is that?
Bed 6 feet under?
Oh
my
no! Oh no! Oh, we've started the podcast off to a banger here, guys.
I think this is great. This is nothing better than, just a full inquisition on one of our members here.
Does Craig have voice control? Hey, Craig. Stop.
Anyways.
I continue to be sorry.
So, the reason we're talking about porn is specifically because Pornhub, like, I think it's fair to say, pretty large porn aggregate site, right? Has basically nuked around 75% of their videos, right? This because of the New York Times doing a very in-depth and thorough expose talking about how Pornhub, because they allow user-uploaded videos just like YouTube, meaning any chucklefuck like you or I can upload anything we want to Pornhub, allows for a lot of inappropriate content to be uploaded, but content that would be considered inappropriate even for a porn site, right? Specifically, what the New York Times pointed out was stuff like rape and child porn, which I think we can all agree, very much not okay, and definitely not okay to be on a site like Pornhub, right?
Of course.
So from there, what's up?
Or just any site.
Right, of course, any site, right? Any site that has that can probably burn in hell, right? Now, unfortunately, the issue for this comes from the fact that because Pornhub is such a large site with literally millions upon millions of videos, moderation for that is a problem. They've never been able to, actually say they have like 100% chance of not finding a rape or child pornography video. They've never been able to get a handle on that. The New York Times expose eventually led to large credit card companies like MasterCard, Visa, and Discover dropping credit card support for Pornhub, meaning stuff like Pornhub Premium or whatever things or services you would pay for on Pornhub, right? The things that Pornhub uses to make money. They are no longer able to, right? Meaning all of a sudden, this expose talking about the issue of child porn and rape videos on Pornhub is now directly affecting Pornhub's bottom line, affecting them making money. And that led to them basically nuking all of the videos that are uploaded from non-verified users, right? Meaning users that Pornhub themselves or users that Pornhub has not been able to verify are, not uploading child porn and rape, right? So that's essentially setting the scene of what we're talking about today. It is a heavy topic. We will get a little into that, and I'm sure we'll try to lighten things up a little bit. But yeah, that's where we're at with this.
You know, before we do get into the whole like aspect of having not unverified, but those types of videos on websites like Pornhub is, I remember. Do you guys remember like the meme guy that would upload like very wholesome videos on Pornhub?
Yes.
Right?
Oh, the dude,
Oh, yeah.
he'd be hanging out with porn stars,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
literally just like playing cards or like crossword
Studying.
puzzles or something, or studying. Yeah.
Like, it would be like it would be like beating my meat in the kitchen with hot blonde, and he's literally just like slamming like a steak or some shit, or like cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what happened to him.
Is he verified? You think
Oh,
He might be. I think he actually is.
Verified.
He should
He's
be
Stop
verified.
it.
definitely verified.
Oh, did he stop? Damn. He must have been
Stop,
making
yeah.
some bread though. He must be making some money. You know what I'm saying? Off of that idea. That's insane.
I did see some like kind of dumb memes. One of them specifically being, I believe, and unfortunately, I'm not a huge sports person, so one of you guys can help me out here. I think like Germany beating Brazil during
that
the
got
World Cup.
yeah, that got posted on Pornhub. I remember that.
There's a Pornhub, for those who don't know, there's a Pornhub video where they basically aired an entire
Soccer
World
game.
Cup soccer game
Yeah.
between is it Germany and Brazil? Did I
Germany
get
and
that right?
Brazil.
Yeah,
Germany
Brazil,
beat
yeah.
Brazil 7-1 in
Right, so it was literally it was basically the
2014.
entire soccer game titled like Germans get pounded by Brazil.
No,
or
no, other way
something
around.
along-
Other way around.
Brazil gets pounded by Germans. Yeah, something along the line, right? Some dumb, very Pornhub-esque title
Yeah.
for what is it? Literally a soccer game,
Yeah.
but it's pretty fitting as like a funny commentary. Is you
Yeah.
suck, right?
One of the biggest like subreddits right now on Reddit is what is it? Is it Pornhub comments or is it porn comments or something like that? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
It is
Something
Pornhub
like that,
comments.
yeah.
Is
It's
it Pornhub?
it's people on Pornhub just literally being like, "You're here for the porn, but you stay for the comments
Yeah.
because that's where people support each other."
That's where the intelligence comes in. You know, like I do want to talk about like moderation and regulation, but from all the history I've known and all the headlines you hear about Pornhub, is they're relatively a morally conscious company, but at the same time, it's a company at the end of the day, right? Everything's PR, but like the fact that they've done this so swiftly, I feel like they've kind of saved themselves. You know, just like nuking our entire site, even if it costs us a shit ton of money, it's for the best thing possible. It's the best way to handle it, I feel like. Or
It's
maybe
their
it's an easy out.
best long-term decision because at least for the last few years, like I feel like Pornhub's made a very strong effort in having like positive PR, right? In terms of they had the thing where I think in Boston, Pornhub was paying for the roads to be paved over for
Yeah.
Boston's pothole problem. They had the thing about like the planting trees a couple years back, right?
And let's not forget, during COVID, they actually made it all free for like a month or two.
Oh yeah. Wasn't
Yeah.
there like
Free premium.
wasn't there marketing like literally watch porn so you don't have to go out?
Yeah.
They were literally saving the world.
And they do it every Valentine's Day. It's free every Valentine's Day. You know, the
So
sad boy
they
hours.
do a good job of like their PR and marketing, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's clearly they care about saving face, right? So for something like this to come out, right, is such a hard hitting expose from a publication like the New York Times, right? It's not like the fucking Post or something like this, right? Yeah, I guess they do have to respond to that. And unfortunately, you're right about one big thing is that they are a company, right? Profits are important. They're losing like MasterCard, Visa, and Discover, they're losing their sources of income, right? And they need to keep those companies they need to be on the good side of these companies if they want to continue operating.
Just to explain, I don't know if we mentioned this, but did we say like what MasterCard and Visa actually are doing? Like,
I said
and why it's
credit
a
card
problem?
support earlier, but like, do you want to explain that more?
I mean, all it really means is just you can't, if you have a MasterCard or a Visa, and I'm not sure if Visa's in this, but I know MasterCard is. MasterCard, you can't pay for porn using your MasterCard. That's literally the biggest service. It's like, imagine if PayPal wasn't being supported by Pornhub anymore, or PayPal wasn't supporting Pornhub or wasn't on Pornhub, you couldn't pay using your PayPal account. Essentially just that, which is a massive thing, because imagine how many cards are MasterCards and how many people pay. At the same time, a lot, like you can argue people don't pay for porn, but they do at the end of the day. People do pay.
right.
There are a
Yeah.
lot of people do, yeah.
Right.
Like the premium
Also-
content people pay for.
Right. Also, quick thing, I can confirm it is MasterCard, Visa, and Discover. Basically,
So
like,
those are the big three.
if you have a credit card in
Yeah.
your wallet, chances are it's one of them. The only thing that's left out that I can only think of is American Express.
Yeah, Amex.
And most people don't
Yeah.
have MX.
Yeah, and
Like-
you wouldn't use Amex on a porn site, I guess. It doesn't help you with points and shit.
Excuse me.
True.
I get many travel points from my Pornhub Premium with my Amex card.
Yeah, why don't you go on a vacation right now?
Okay, literally everything I said was not true.
No, go ahead. Let's go on a vacation to me. Let's go fly on a plane.
Bro, you want to go take a walk down to the cemetery? I don't want to come with you. Like, no, I'm gonna get
Like-
murdered, and then after I get murdered is where I find out Pratik is gay, and then I have extra problems
Wait, what?
What?
Why is me being gay a problem?
because then I'm gonna be dead, and you're gonna be gay, and I have
Wait,
problems with this.
Hold on.
1 plus
What
1 is a
kind
problem
of-
here.
This
I
guy has
have
a
an issue with
huge
him, too.
fucking ego. Huge ego. Let's say hypothetically that I am gay. What makes you think I'm attracted to you?
Are you calling me ugly?
What's
I'm
how
not
did we
calling
end
you
up
ugly,
here?
I'm just
He's
saying
calling
I'm
me
not attracted
ugly.
to you.
That's
I'm
so
not attracted to
unnecessary.
you.
What
Here's
are
the
you
big thing. Here's the big thing. I've had people say that our faces look similar. I don't want to fuck myself.
At the end of the day, Pratik, we are not.
Yet or not.
We
Wait,
are,
wait.
wait. At the-
What if you're walking down the street? I'm so sorry, Nikki. What if you're walking down the street and someone says, "Go fuck yourself"? What do you do then?
I'm not going to. What?
Okay. At the end of the day, no one is taking a flight, and also Pratik, no one wants to go to Arlington National Cemetery. I'm sorry, buddy. I know you've planned this for a while. I'm really sorry, but we're not doing
All
that.
right. Let me take a hard pivot over here. So, one of the people who is actually speaking out against Visa, Mastercard, and Discover doing this is Asa Akira. For all the guys in there, I'm sure you all know, no explanation needed. For the girls, Asa Akira is an award-winning asshole, as said on her Twitter.
Okay. I was about to say that was a very poor wording, but
No,
if she says it, then by all means.
Well, she is an award-winning asshole, but
Yeah, I guess so.
anyway. So
Um,
she talks about how, like, actually Pornhub was targeted by a bunch of right-wing religious groups. Nothing, like, there's not much that actually goes into it, but basically she is asking people to sign a petition to block the ban on Pornhub from MasterCard, Visa, Discover.
Well, the thing is, I guess it's now a waiting game to see if they decide to come back. Because I feel like Pornhub has already done their part, right?
Yeah, I think like
Yeah.
the biggest thing is that even
Yeah.
if Asa Akira feels like this nuke was done for alternative reasons, right? Besides the issue of child porn and rape pornography on the site, like the nuke's been done, and I don't
Yeah.
see if Pornhub went through with like literally wiping out 75% of the videos. I don't see them restoring that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think they're
No,
going
they're
to
not going
restore
to
that.
restore it.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
that. I don't think that's the thing. As I think they've done their part. Now it's up to those credit card companies to see if they really want to come back or not.
I mean,
I don't
for the
think she has
companies, I
any
guess like it is a
influence.
pretty drastic move, and I feel like once you only have verified users, it seems safe unless there's something more I'm missing.
But how would you become verified? Like, before the point of being verified, you can't upload a video?
So as of their current, like as of this recording, essentially,
Yeah.
what their process is yes, unless you're verified, you cannot upload. Right now, the issue here also becomes their verification process isn't very in depth. It's the equivalent to like literally being verified on like a not safe for work Reddit account, where you're literally just taking a picture of your body and saying this is who I am with the date to be like this is me and I'm being consensual. But they have said they're going to set up a more in-depth verification process.
I think my opinion is that I don't know. I feel like I trust Pornhub to do the right thing. I don't know. They've not had a bad record. You know, they're not like the dog shit companies like EA and right like where everything is made for product. They wouldn't have done that if what is it called? They were entirely focusing on money. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't get rid of 75% of your catalog if the
I
entire
don't
thing
think
was
they
profit.
had a choice.
I mean, I don't think they had a choice. I mean, I think that is it's a nuke the problem is the best solution for this situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get rid of all the unverified shit, which you know already a decent portion of that will be the things that those companies were worried about, right?
Mhm.
Now, the thing is, whether that was their only solution or not, it's not really up to us. My opinion on them is like, I feel like that's the best they could have done.
I agree.
Right. Like, and I don't know what else you really could do. Like, for example, like YouTube has so many issues, right? Like so many problems. And if you look at the perspective from content creators, they can't get away with singing a song lyric without them getting demonetized, right? And it's such a major issue on YouTube. Pornhub must be something so much worse because it's strict, like something's just illegal, is on your website. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. It's very difficult to regulate something like videos, where unless you get machine learning and AI to really understand, hey, like this is child pornography. We can't have this on our website, and that's very expensive and technologically advanced for. I mean, maybe Pornhub has
Yeah,
the money,
we're
but
not
I don't
there
know,
yet.
right? Like,
I mean, even YouTube isn't there yet, right? YouTube's algorithm all the time will like give copyright strikes or DMCA strikes to channels that don't deserve it, right? Like if YouTube makes mistakes and YouTube's powered by Google's AI, like algorithms aren't the solution here, right? And then if you want to talk about moderation through individual people, just imagine what it would be like to have a single user, like a single moderator, sit down and sift through hundreds of hours of pornography, specifically looking for child porn and rape. Like that is traumatizing just for the moderator.
yeah, I was gonna say something, but I just lost it. But we haven't heard from someone. Rafi,
Rafi, are you muted?
Rafi, you here?
Oh, sorry, I was having a coughing fit. Anyways,
Oh,
so like the whole thing about like the like the Pornhub cleaning up all their stuff and like trying to like get people verified. So I have a friend who, as a joke, decided to make an OnlyFans, right? And as part of like making his OnlyFans account, he had to send a selfie with his face and his ID like next to it, so that they can verify that that is actually him and that he's actually over 18, because he did state on the OnlyFans like creation that he was gonna post sexual content. Just I guess out of like just
What,
to see
meme or-
whether or not he can make one,
Okay.
right? Well, he got denied. I don't know why. I think like they were saying like, oh, the picture wasn't clear enough or something.
they
Like
said he was
basically,
ugly.
like
Violet.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. But like basically, like I feel like OnlyFans is doing like a really good job of like, making sure that all their content is, clean and not illegal in any way. So they could, I feel like a site like Pornhub could definitely like learn from that if they want to like continue going down this route of verified content.
I think, to my understanding, Pornhub actually, like, their verifying process is similar to what you're talking about for OnlyFans. And I think that's why they nuked everything but the unverified stuff. But the issue, like, that started this is that, like, Pornhub, the vast majority of videos have been from unverified people.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, because
Yeah.
you could literally just upload a video, right? Like you literally just could do whatever you want. And it's much harder to regulate porn than it is then I would say everything else. Like for I don't know. Would you guys think it's harder to regulate porn over like just a video of anything? Because YouTube, you could technically upload anything you want, and then whether it gets instantly taken down is on YouTube, right? But you could say the same for any video like streaming site. Like Pornhub is at the end of the day a video streaming site.
I think the consequences of porn is harder.
Yeah.
Like if it's child porn, you're fucked.
Yeah. That I agree with. But you could technically upload illegal shit to YouTube as well.
Yeah, you could, but they're really good about like deleting that shit really quick.
Does anyone
Yeah,
like?
I feel like I think YouTube's algorithm is much better at like finding illicit stuff like that, because like obviously YouTube is not like a porn site, so like it's more like just videos and content that people make, but like not super explicit stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Is
like
the issue that, like, if for YouTube, the minute they see a dick, the video gets deleted, but then for Pornhub, like, you have to examine, okay, is it a consensual dick or is it an unconsensual dick?
something?
Yeah.
Right.
How
Like,
do you can't really I don't think an AI can tell that though. That's the thing.
oh well, maybe not yet, but at the same time, like okay, say for example, like okay, I'm gonna get very not hypothetical, Mimi at the same time, not like
Careful, buddy. Careful.
here we go. How I don't know how technologically advanced the AI would be to determine if something is legal, like too explicit, whatever, whatnot. But like, for example, and I think you guys will know where I'm going with this as soon as I say it. Midget porn, like,
Oh.
and that could easily look like child porn.
Yeah.
Like it's, and there's so many kinks that just don't seem like they're legal, but they probably are. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's a
It
fine
makes
line.
sense.
It's a,
'Cause
oh,
I'm sure, like, I think actually, like, in the peak of COVID, I started seeing some weird ass shit, like, at the top, like, the top viewed. Like, there was a lot of fetish shit. I think, there was one about, like, death play. I don't know what it's called, but, like, basically the guy or girl is, like, dead. And then the other one just, like, fucks him. So it's necrophilia.
pseudo necrophilia.
Like pretending to be dead, or
like,
like
pretending to be dead, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
pseudo
kind of like,
necrophilia.
like rape play, how that's a thing?
right?
Necrophilia play is a thing. So if an AI, if you can make an AI that can distinguish like or like fucking a dead person or like fucking a child, right? You would also have to make sure that AI realizes, hey, this is actually consensual, or this is not a small person. This is actually a child. Get this video down. So like, there's a long way. There's a long way before we can actually make this work.
Well, if anyone out there, has some interesting thoughts about this, please let us know. Because honestly, I don't know what else, at least from my point of view, I don't know what else I really want to say about the topic itself. But I think we wanted to talk about some other stuff too, in relation to this, right?
I mean, the biggest thing is that, like, yeah, this sucks, but when it comes to porn, I think the way I've always thought about, even when I was like in high school, is like everyone watches it, everyone's gonna have an opinion, and this also actually might be a segue into a fun little story.
Yeah.
But I'm also a firm believer in that if anyone ever tells you they don't, or especially if they say they never have watched porn, they're a liar.
Bro, it's
like you get away from that person.
Holy straight up like dirty lie. Because okay, first of all, you may not enjoy it. Fine, right? Whatever. But the thing is, people, you get curious. Don't tell me you sit here, you've like literally, you can be under God's light your entire life if you've never Googled like Pornhub. Like, are you shitting me?
Can we just take like a quick gamble, right? Like a verbal bet with everyone who's listening right now, right? If you're listening, you've watched porn. You've at least maybe once at least gone to Pornhub. And I want to say Pornhub specifically because that's pretty big. So I think it's a safe bet, right? But if not that, if I lose that one, I'm pretty sure we're going to win on the fact that you, listener, you wonderful person, have watched porn.
Right.
You horny bitch.
You, like, oh my God. Like, don't lie to my face about something that you really just can't lie about. It's never happened to me. Like, I don't think I have. At least not now. Maybe when you're like really young, where like people like it's still like taboo. Like when you're like really really young, when it's like
okay. My question would be, what's considered too young for? Okay, actually, no. Let me rephrase that because too young for what too young for porn could probably be easily
17.
definable, right? What's a late age you would think is like you're being dumb
about what?
14,
like
14, 15.
about watching porn?
Yeah, 14, 15. I think if you
Is
say
that too young
you have
for
never.
Oh
No,
okay.
I mean like legally, yeah, you're supposed to be
No,
18,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Besides the
But
point.
like I think at 14, 15, there's like a really good chance that you've at least seen one video from your own volition.
I mean, everything like develops, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't start off going straight into Pornhub, right? Like,
You start
no.
googling just like
what's the-
naked lady or something like
bro,
that.
oh my God, don't
The
get me
Google
started when I
searches
used to
were the
Google.
funniest.
Holy shit, I used to Google the saddest shit. It's so sad. Like when I think about it
before
now.
we get into specifics
Oh,
about what
no, I'm not
keeps
going to.
googling in his free time there.
No, when I was
The
like
reason
12.
why I bring this up is because in college, right? So what is this, like 18, 19, right? This is actually a conversation I had with Layla way before I ever started dating her, right? And she would tell me that there was she had a conversation about porn with like a bunch of her friends in one of her classes, right? I think this is freshman year, honestly. So yeah, let's say 18, right? And out of like a group of maybe like 2 girls, 2 guys, three of the 4 people all clearly admit to, yeah, we've watched porn. And one of the guys says they've never watched porn ever, right? And she takes him at his word for it. And it's like cool, the conversation goes along, and later she tells me about it. And the first thing to come out of my mouth is sort of, and you could probably guess this from what I've already said.
Shit.
Exactly. He's lying. He's lying.
Wait, say that again?
He is. The guy said, out of a conversation of 4 people,
Yeah.
one guy said, "I've never watched porn."
Okay, and she took it to face
Right.
value, and you knew it was
She
a dirty
took it
lie.
at face value, and I don't blame her, right? It's not like she has a reason to think he's lying, right? But when she told me, my first thought is, he's lying. He's a dirty. You should probably stop talking to him because you know he'll lie to you, right? And I remember her face was just like, wait, really? Like, just complete shock and surprise of like, it's weird, or he's lying. I remember even that day, I would like I immediately would just stand my ground and be like, this is a hill I can die on mentally. He is completely lying to you. He has definitely watched porn, and he is definitely just lying straight to your face. I don't know if it's like a case of like maybe he feels some sort of deep-seated like inner shame for doing it, so he can't bring himself to admit it, or maybe he thinks that it's not something that's okay to talk about. Maybe it's too taboo to admit it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was lying. I 100% will die, and on my deathbed will tell you, if you ask me about this, yeah, he was lying.
I mean, I feel like even at like 18, it's bro. I don't think it's ever been an embarrassing thing, or like maybe you have like some sort of moral code. By all means, sure, but like I don't think it's embarrassing. Like it's not. It straight up isn't. You know, everyone needs to explore, and everyone gets curious, and
Everyone has their own alone time, right?
Right? Like, come on. Like, I need my fucking what's the chemical we get? Fuck, what is it?
Is it oxytocin? Oxytocin?
What?
No, I think that's a
No,
drug,
no.
buddy. Serotonin? Is this serotonin?
Oh, oxy! Isn't that the thing
That's
people
the
get
drug.
addicted off of?
Yes.
Oh, okay, not that one.
Yeah,
not
I
that
need my daily Vicodin.
one.
But no, everyone needs a little bit of relief every now and then, right? During quarantine. Dopamine, right? Everyone needs a dopamine hit during quarantine, maybe a bit more than usual, but besides the point. Like, I don't know. I just never found it as like an embarrassing thing. It's just
I think it's really just a matter of like what kind of like how your upbringing was, and sort of how you perceive it.
Yeah.
Like the way I look at it is like everyone watches it, right, at one point or another. But the issue comes into play where it's like, and this is maybe reaching back into the conversation last week we had about religion, right? If you grow up in like a very pious, faithful household, you might think, oh, I just watched this, and now I hate myself a little more after that, right?
Hey, guys, you want to hear a really petty story?
Yeah, of
Fire
course.
away.
Of course.
It's on topic. All right, let me stop. So, basically, when I was 11, 12, and I told you guys a story, but I don't think I said it on the podcast. When I was 11 or 12, I woke up one morning, right? Or maybe not 11, 12, maybe a little bit younger, like 10, but it was like 1 year after I started, I like started hitting puberty, right? So I hit puberty pretty young, I guess, but basically, I woke up one morning with like white stuff coming out my dick, right?
nice.
And now I know what it is. Back then, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is it like this? This isn't pee, right? So, being the, like, I was very fearful and I was shitting my pants. So I called my mom over, right? And I told her, yo, there's white stuff. I didn't say yo. I said, Ma, there's white stuff coming out of my, dick, right? And she said, let me see. And I was like, no. And then she was like, let me see. How am I going to help you if I can't see, huh? And then I showed her. And she was like, oh my God, what is that? All right. Mind you, we know it's all sperm, right? And then she brings my dad over. She's like, whatever, come over. And then my dad's like, oh my God, we got to go to the doctor. So
Wait, what?
we fucking go to the doctor. They could have just told me, don't worry about it, right? They could have just told me, don't fucking worry about it. So we went to the doctor. And we explained to the doctor, this poor guy, he's like taking care of people, right? And then he has my dad come in and tell him, hey, this kid has white stuff coming out of his dick. And he's like, is it like pussy? What's going on? Like, is it like, does it hurt? Right? And I'm like, no, I just woke up with it. And he was like, all right, don't worry about it. I mean, it's not that serious. And then we went home.
So wait,
Yeah,
how old were you in this again?
like 9, 10, 11, around that age.
So-
Basically, I had a wet dream.
Yeah.
I came in my pants, woke up, realized, showed my parents because I was fearful of my life because I didn't know what was going on.
Understandable.
They know what this is, right? Because they had me. I'm a product of this, and they were like, "Nah, fuck it, we're not gonna tell them. We're gonna keep them scared." And then they sent me to the doctor, and the doctor's like looking at my dad like, "You gonna tell him or?"
So where I just want to understand, poor 10-year-old
Me too.
you just like came in his pants in his sleep, right? Which is fine, sure, that's a perfectly fine thing for a kid to do. You woke up confused and freaked out because you've never seen this before, right?
I was gonna die, bro.
And then
Anyway.
suddenly you had your entire family and the doctor evaluate your dick and be like, "Yeah, bro, you're dying." And until your doctor says, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
The extents brown parents go
Brown
to avoid
parents
this.
were wild.
Wait, but so was
Wow.
this just your dad's plan to avoid being the one to tell you, or did he actually think something was wrong?
So my parents were also the type to be like, "Hey, if you're bad at home, I'm gonna tell your teacher." So maybe this was like, "Hey, you're fucking jerking off at home, right?"
But no, but this is actually
then
you're
I'm gonna
not
take you to the
jerking off at
doctor.
home.
No, I'm not. No, I
Right?
know. But like my dad, maybe my mom doesn't know. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they think I was fucking around and ejaculated. And this is like their way of making me fear for my life.
So
Oh.
I know you'll never do this, right? Like ever, and I fully understand it. But I wish you could one day just ask your parents and be like, "Why the fuck didn't you just tell me?" Like, Dad, you clearly understand what sperm is. I exist, right? Why couldn't you just tell 10-year-old me, "Nah, son, just go clean up, go take a shower, you're fine."
I mean, I could probably answer it for you. Like, we're not supposed to learn from my parents because it's not comfortable for them. That's it.
I mean, he's
Like,
straight up.
even
Like,
though I'm fearing for my fucking life, right? But they're like, it's uncomfortable. I'm not gonna do it. He'll learn.
that's straight up what like brown parents think, right? Like it's
Absolutely.
girls don't exist. Don't even look at a girl until you're married, and then hey yo, give me a grandchild.
Until you're married. No, that's really what it is. Like, you can't look at a girl until you have a nice job. The day after you find a nice job, I swear to God, if you don't have a kid, I'm fucking killing you.
Yeah, we just expected to know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's like they probably think we have like it's one of two things. Either they genuinely just count on us learning on the side, right? And just as long as they don't know, they'll live in blissful ignorance. Or they just think getting like the minute you become a quote unquote adult in their eyes, you just have a moment of like divine intervention and the information is flown into your head. This is how you consummate a marriage. Now
You
make
get
children.
married, you have a kid in like one day instead of 9 months. You fucking have a 401k, car, house, all that shit overnight.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what is expected. It's very funny.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in America, bro. Come on. If you can't do that, why did we bring you here?
Does anyone remember like when they first started like staying home alone, and if your parents were like fearful of leaving you at home, like home alone, and like there's a few reasons to why. At least for me, I remember it like really explicitly of like two reasons. One being like try not to die, intruder and shit like that. Second reason is I remember my mom. Oh no, it wasn't my mom. It was my aunt. Like they were going to like some like brown party, and they were like I didn't want to go. So they're just like, we don't want to leave you at home because we don't know what you're going to be watching and what we're going to do. And I was like, no, I don't do any of that shit. And I was probably like 13. As soon as they left, bada bing, bada boom. Like, I knew exactly what I was going to do as soon as they left. But I remember just like looking at them in the eyes. And I'm like, I won't do anything. Trust me.
That level of mistrust, like I don't think it ever got to that point because by the time my parents left me home alone, like they were, I don't know, I either they didn't think about it or they didn't want to think about it. But prior to that, at a younger age, there was one time that like I remember it was when I first got my laptop, right? Maybe like a couple of weeks in, right? And I like there was some music video that just happened to have like girls in swimsuits in it, right? And I remember thinking like, oh, I should close this. But then this is also like, I don't know, maybe like 12, 13. And for like, this is one of the early times I'm just thinking, oh, what if I keep it open? And then my mom walks into the room, and then shit pops off. She's like, "What are you watching?" I try to close it. I tell her it's a pop up. She's like, "That's not a pop up, right?" She's like, "Don't try to teach me what a pop up is. That was your whole screen." And I was like, "I don't know how to answer this." And then from there, for at least like a good year or two, I could only use a laptop in front of my mother. Right?
Oh, poor guy.
And that wasn't even, I guess I'm lucky that wasn't porn, but I think my mother just was afraid of me, having access to the infinite internet that she does not fully understand. Right.
Because I mean, I like, even brown parents know that you can find anything you want on the internet. It's not that difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really isn't. But like with the whole laptop things, I didn't have my own laptop until I was in high school. So I had like a family laptop that was always in the living room. So like that wasn't gonna happen anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the family laptop is even funnier because I mean, I don't know if you ever tried to, but just Control H for that one, and then all of a sudden you're like, I've never watched porn. Somebody in this household is.
I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Fair, me neither.
I have a brother, you know.
You guys ever, when you get a new device, like a new phone or a new computer, and you tell yourself, I'm not going to taint this. I'm not going to watch porn on this.
The hell no, bro.
Wait, what?
Make sure I do
You've mentioned this before, and I have never had this feeling, but please explain.
I don't know. I guess now I feel weird.
No,
that's
don't.
fine.
I'm sure someone listening is going to agree with you.
I
fucking cap.
Dude, I do the exact opposite. Is like when I first get like a new phone or a new device, and the first time I watch porn on it, I'm just like, ooh, it looks so much better. Like, I don't know.
Porn in 4K, guys.
Yeah, bro. Like honestly, dude, like when I went from like S6 to like my Pixel, my 2XL, like the first, like when I noticed it, because it was like a few days in, I remember I was like, oh wow, it looks great on here. Great. It was a big ass screen. It was lit.
It's funny you say that because I recently went from the Pixel 2 XL to the iPhone 12, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought when I got the first time I opened porn on it was full screen, was, oh, it goes edge to edge. Cool.
The stupid shit that goes through our heads.
You have a bezel?
What's up?
Do you have a bezel on the 12?
You can, but there's also an option to just make it go for edge to edge, but then the notch kind of gets in the way. So it is uglier, right? Don't get me wrong.
It's too immersive, bro. She's too close.
I just wanted to try it. Yeah, too immersive, right? I know I could be a little less immersed into porn. I'm good. I'll take a pass on that, right? But it was literally like, I don't know why. For YouTube, I just hadn't thought about trying to see if I could spread it out to kill the bezel. But for porn, I was like, oh, let me give it a shot. Oh, it was the second video I'm watching on this thing. Let me give it a shot. And then I did, and it was like, edge to edge porn. Cool.
Ruffy, I feel like you've been wanting to talk. I've been hearing your voice like every now and then. Or am I just forcing you into this?
Kinda. I'm still like recovering, so like talking is kind of difficult. But like, I was gonna like piggyback off of like your parents like not trusting you staying home. Like I remember when I was younger, my parents, like I think in like middle school, they would like sometimes leave me home alone and they would like go do stuff, right? And then my dad would always be like, "Oh, don't watch anything bad on TV," and I never understood why he would say that. And I think I figured out at some point like why he kept on saying that.
Don't watch anything bad is always such a funny thing because at least when I was little, I thought my parents were alluding to porn. But I was just like, do they not understand TV is not the internet? Like TV, you can't really find, I don't know, anything quote unquote hardcore.
No, nothing like you can find like actual porn on TV, but I remember like I used to watch WWE when I was really young, right? Like up until I was like,
the divas,
10.
The divas were a problem.
I had to like change the channel whenever the divas were on, but it was so funny because like my mom's side of the family, they've been here for a very long time, and they used to actually watch like Monday Night Raw and like Friday Night SmackDown as a family when they were like younger. So like my aunt would like comment whenever I was watching on. She's like, "Is the Undertaker still fighting? When is he on? Let me know." Right? But every time there was a diva, she'd be like, "Yo, just turn it off, change the channel, come back to it later." And I had to fight my ass off to get those video games. I'd be like, "I promise I won't look at the divas. Like I swear to God, please let me have the game."
That's really
how crazy
funny.
is it? Because these guys are like in these little tiny, fucking tidy whitey speedo looking ass shits, and like they're showing more skin than the women, right? But suddenly it's not okay when the women do it. That's sexist. We got it tough out here, boys. Just kidding.
You're super right, but I'm just
I
gonna
don't
do a
know if I
quick
agree with
that
that.
one. I'm gonna just let Pratik hang out with that one. But
I was joking.
the
Tamid said he
struggle-
agreed.
the struggles with watching like SmackDown or Raw or anything WWE related was so real for me when I was little, because it would be like, oh, 1 minute you have like Triple H and Undertaker like throwing down, right? And then next minute it's like Lita and Trish Stratus pillow fight, and I'm just like, hold on, I can't watch this. I'm leaving, right? I'm not watching this. And you leave, and then I would like jump back and forth, be like, it's still going, go back to something else. It's still going, go back to something else. And then here's the issue: is you realize, like in hindsight, you realize you're going through puberty when you're like, should I not leave? Do I want to watch the pillow fight? I don't understand. What are these feelings?
I remember like, and also when we were kids, like it was so much more explicit. Obviously not explicit as like the older eras, but like it was still more explicit than I believe it is today. Like there was worse shit. There was like bikini shows and like strip shows on WWE, which was very interesting, and it was definitely made, for the men. But it's interesting to see what it used to be, and then like even to what it was like maybe 5 years ago. So it was even more explicit.
In hindsight, I actually remember reading a thing where some of the divas who retired from WWE were talking about it, and a lot of them hated that. Basically, they hated a lot of their storylines because they were forced to to be sexy in front of people like Vince McMahon, who, for anyone not listening or doesn't know, is like that's the guy who owns WWE. That's the guy who owns the entire company, right? So he's the one who approves all the storylines, and he had a regular practice where any new female wrestlers would be forced into do some weird storyline where they'd have to grind on him or they'd have to kiss him just because he wanted them to. Like that was his form of like hazing a female wrestler. Like he was a garbage human being.
I mean, like
wow.
I think like every single superstar has had like an issue with Vince McMahon. Like there's so many stories about like WWE superstars and divas, like them being underpaid, them like it's pretty much a monopoly in professional wrestling, or like, theatrical wrestling. I don't know what you want to call it. Like, it's like
Sports entertainment.
There we go.
entertainment.
Sports
Right.
entertainment, right? Like it's a monopoly, right? If it's either WWE or it's nothing. It's very, very difficult to pursue that career being successful without being in WWE.
It's so surprising too, because like even like big name stars like Stone Cold Steve Austin would get paid like barely enough to buy potatoes and sustain himself like week to week.
Yeah.
Right. And you would think like this dude's huge, everyone loves him, right? And it's like you're just Vince McMahon, garbage human being. That complete side moral story to today's podcast.
Yeah.
We can talk about porn in a second again. Vince McMahon, fuck him.
I have a
Is
question.
that the title?
No, I have a good title for the episode. I'll mention it later.
Okay.
I had a question. When was the first time you guys discovered, like, not porn, but like, that touching your wee-wee was fun? Do you remember?
I think
Yes.
I did like a
Why was that
I
so
don't know.
awkward? What was that?
yo.
for?
I think like kids just like from an anatomy point of view. I think kids just enjoy touching their genitals because it feels good from a very early age. So it's not like a sexual thing. It's just like a pleasure thing. If you touch like a certain part, you know how it feels good. That's how it always was. It wasn't
really?
like just because you hit puberty and like sensors fucking changed. But I'll look it up. Continue this.
No, I have heard what you're talking about. I have heard that before, and that a lot of kids sometimes do tend to just discover masturbation by accident simply because kids are curious and kids are gonna be like, "The hell does this do?" Tap tap tap. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I have a. I
I
have
will say it's not me,
interesting-
but yeah, that is a thing.
No. I actually discovered it when I was like pretty young, right? And it was even before, like, probably just like maybe like a few months before I hit puberty. There's a reason, because like I would do it, right? And it'd be fine. There was no cleanup. Like this was before I had to do any of that. And then one day, and this is after puberty started, there was a cleanup to be done, and I was like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Well, ¿por qué? And then I realized that, then like later on you find out it's like, okay, this is just what's gonna happen. And I'm like, oh man, now there's a cleanup after every single time I do it.
I'm just gonna share this, and I really hope no family is listening. So for that sake, I'm gonna keep it simple.
Yeah.
Holy
I'm
shit!
just
I have
gonna say,
family
the first time it happened, I was scared. I was confused.
Like,
Sex ed did not prepare me.
Did you like wait? Is it like the first time you ejaculated, or is it the first time like that you?
The
like,
first time
jerked
cleanup
off?
was necessary.
Yeah.
Or I'll say this: the first time cleanup was necessary was the first time I even ventured into it. I
Oh,
may
okay.
have been. I feel like I was. If we're like from what we're talking about, it sounds like I was a bit later on it, maybe at around like 12, 13, something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as late, but it seems like it. Bro, I was scared. I was confused.
No one
And
tells
I
you
remember
anything.
I was home alone that day, thankfully, right? I was just like, I don't know what that was, and I can never do that again. That was so wrong.
Like I don't know what possessed me to even try it before like puberty. I really have no clue.
Is that just like the caveman brain, like
I
the
think
animal
so.
instinct part of us? Like,
My 5-year-old brother, he like puts his hands in his pants so often and just like I don't know, scratches himself or something. I don't even know.
No, the kids
Yeah,
just
it's
do it.
not
I mean, it's a
scratching,
part of
buddy.
your body. It's a part of your body, right? Like you want to know what it does outside of like if it's only used for peeing, right? Like it's a part of your body. I guess you just discover whenever you do, and no one teaches you it, right? Like you just kind of have to figure it out. It's very interesting. Very
Yeah.
stupid. It's very...
I will say,
Uh,
I'm still very happy about. Like, I think it's safe to say for everyone that we're all in New York, and New York actually has some degree of like sex ed,
Sex ed.
right? In terms of like health class and stuff like that. And I remember sex ed just a couple of weeks later explained what happened to me, and my confusion and fear was not as bad as it was in that moment.
Yeah.
Right? Understanding what an erection is and what's coming out of me is like, oh, so I'm not like
Crazy.
in some sort of in some sort of danger, or I'm not entirely confused about what just happened to me.
Yeah.
The thing is, that there must be so many kids that like do it by accident, and they just tell their parents like, "Yo, what the fuck just happened?" You know what I'm saying? There has to be so
You mean
many kids.
critique and then get
Yeah,
taken to the
critique.
doctor
Yeah,
so
but
that the
critique didn't
parents
even
don't
do
have to do the
anything.
talk.
Pratik
Yeah,
shouldn't
that's the
even
worst
do
part.
anything.
He was an innocent victim here.
Like he didn't even
Yeah.
do anything. I feel so bad.
You know how I found out?
How?
I found out like a year later.
Oh.
I found out like after.
Did you
I-
just
I
not
was-
try? Like, did you not like masturbate after that?
No, I was fucking terrified.
Oh, how old were
I
you?
wasn't masturbating
gone.
that time.
I was gone. How
I
old
wasn't
were you?
9 to 11, around there. I'm pretty sure
man.
it was like 10, right?
Didn't you hit puberty
but-
like early?
I think so, or maybe it was like an extended puberty. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was really confused because the same thing happened after watching porn, right? And it felt good to like kind of. Whew, this is a weird topic. To like motion my hand that kind of way.
It's alright, keep
Imitate
going, buddy.
another.
Keep going, buddy. Keep going.
Imitate a specific body
Really
part
hope
that
we're
I
not
don't have.
making our viewers uncomfortable.
Right?
Dude, our viewers are gonna leave.
Yeah, it's gonna be so
I'm
funny.
kidding. No, I'm
we're
just
ready.
kidding. But basically, like after I went through those motions, it happened again, and I like it felt. I was so scared. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Am I peeing? Fuck, I'm pissing myself, right? And then I go to the bathroom. I run. I go to the bathroom and I like I let it out, and I don't fucking let it. I check my pants, right? And as soon as I pull my pants down, I get a whiff of this like disgusting shit, right? It smelled fucking awful. Oh my god, it's the first time I smelled like cum. Oh my god, dude, what the fuck? We are disgusting.
Okay.
This is quite the play-by-play we're
I
doing.
didn't think we'd get
realize.
this deep.
I really did not think we would be this detailed. I apologize to anyone who hasn't left yet. But
Listen,
wow.
Okay.
I'm real.
I have a
I'm
question
real.
that's a little less explicit.
I was also gonna ask a question, but please, you first.
Okay, we quickly like, even afterwards, you have this feeling of disappointment in yourself, of shame, right? Right, like you have this. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to everyone. On that feeling, I've like lost it a very long time ago. Like I don't know. I just feel like it's maybe mentally. I just think like, oh, bro, I'm just doing something chill. Like it's whatever. But that feeling is something no one ever teaches you. Why do you
Yeah,
get
that's
like, why do
completely
you think, like,
instinctual, isn't
right?
it?
Like, why do you have that feeling? Like, why does that happen? I wonder. Like, do you guys have any ideas? Is that like a scientific thing?
Is that like a
blast of good serotonin, whatever the other shit,
Yeah.
and then like it's the come down.
Yeah.
So you're like at a really fucking high,
yeah.
and then you like stabilize, get back to your normal happy levels, and it seems like it's not that great. And then you like start thinking about what you just did, and you get self-conscious.
Yeah, I guess
it's
yeah,
probably just
subconscious.
that.
It's probably something like
Yeah.
that, right? Like it's just.
I
like,
wonder if that's like an evolutionary thing of like, yo, two cavemen or two people in the jungle like banging it out, and then the minute they finish, it's just like, okay, hold on, are we safe though? Like, are we good? We weren't paying attention while we were too busy like smashing it up in the jungle.
Right, like I don't know. I
Maybe.
like it's that feel. And when you're young, it's like really heightened. Where you're just like, "What the fuck did I just do?" And I'm never doing that again. And like 2 days later, get back to
Really, is just like a day later, just
Right?
like, let me try that again. Hold
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So, does anyone still have that feel like if they're willing to share?
Ah.
The
Nah.
answer is definitely yes, but on different shades. Some days I'm like, I don't give a shit. Some days I'm like, no, you know what it is? And I'll be real about this. Sometimes I procrastinate,
Yeah.
right? And if I don't want to do work, I'll just be like you run through like a gauntlet of emotions when you're
Yeah.
procrastinating. You'll be like, maybe I'll go eat food and procrastinate. Maybe I'll watch a thing and procrastinate. Maybe I'll play a game and procrastinate. And then sometimes like, all right, quick incognito mode, Pornhub done, right? And then right after
Yeah.
you're just like, why did I do that?
No, it's like it's when you're like really bored and you're just like, I have nothing better to do. I feel like that's like the worst one. But if you're like in the mood, I feel like not many people, or at least me, I don't really regret it. But if it's like, yo, bro, I'm just doing this for the fact of doing it and getting my dopamine hit, like that's when I feel like, okay, I'm an idiot.
I'll say, okay, so here's a quick question for you guys, right? And this kind of popped in my head because of the story Pratik shared, right?
Which
How do
one,
you
bro?
have
I
the-
fucking ruined myself 3 times today already.
You did a lot to you did a number on yourself, and it was all self-inflicted.
Yeah, no one even said anything, man. God
I
damn.
don't think
Yeah.
any of us actually came at you. Maybe I did with the necrophilia in the beginning, but
No. That was not even. Yeah, no. This is all my fault. Continue.
you dug the hole, you put down the casket, and then you fucked it too, man.
Dude, fuck the hole.
Wow. You know, if people stay, this is a banger of an episode, but
I hope so. If you made it this far, you're either really comfortable talking about sex,
which congratulations.
or yeah, that is actually quite commendable. Yes, good for you. I'm glad for you to
Your confidence.
to have hit this point of comfort, right, and confidence. Yes. Or you're somehow really invested in us. In which case, are you real?
Yeah, right?
Probably
Wait,
not.
so are you congratulating me in my level of comfort?
Yes,
Bro,
actually, no.
I want to congratulate you and also tell you to stay away from me.
Yeah.
And you're also not invited to the funeral.
Jesus.
So, getting back to the question for a second.
Krishna,
right?
Buddha, fucking what? Okay. Go ahead.
Basically, this conversation about porn is got me into thinking. We were talking about being parents maybe like a few weeks ago, right? How do you approach the birds and the bees conversation, especially if your child brings it up to you first in some sort of tangent, right? Whether it be like an accidental wet dream where they're entirely confused what they saw, or something as simple as like they accidentally stumbled into porn. Like, would you give like a full conversation, or would you give like a brief overview and let health class take over from there? Like, how do you prepare your kids better than we were prepared? And we were prepared not at all.
I think anything is better than how we were prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think anything is better than that. But I don't feel like this is as hard of a conversation as most people think it is. You know, like I don't think it's a difficult of a conversation. It's just, hey, this is like what your body's going to do. This is what you instinctually want to do, right? What you're doing is completely normal. Just make sure you don't get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want to see this every other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, just don't get caught. But it is
Yeah,
entirely
pretty much.
normal what you're doing. Like, at the end of the day, it's literally just what your body is telling you to do. Because the thing is, like, you get to the point of a wet dream is because of it's build up, right? Like you initially have wet dreams when you don't masturbate for a very long or like a few weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, isn't it just also like hormones?
Yeah, it's also hormones, right? Like you are much hornier when you're younger and than you are when you're like it is what it is. It be like that sometimes, man. It just be like that. I honestly don't think it's that difficult of a conversation to really have. Thing is, if it's like my daughter, I just like let my like wife take the lead because I just don't know what the fuck to say. So yeah, like if it's my son, yeah, I'll be like, yo, dog, like it's okay, it's not a big deal, just don't get caught, and like explain to him what it actually is.
I think the troublesome part comes in when your kid starts telling other kids.
Oh yeah,
and then
that's
suddenly you're
yeah.
responsible for like your bad kid telling the other kids and corrupting the other kids.
Yeah, that's just something that
Yeah.
like you kind of have to like deal with. Is like, yo, bro, I just taught my kid what you should be teaching your kids.
It's a
Then
tough
the issue becomes
conversation,
like
yeah.
because some parents are just really afraid of the topic, or like,
Bro, what is a parent gonna
or
do to me?
I think some parents feel like if you don't teach your kid, they'll never know. But that's also the dumbest mentality because like your kid will definitely find out, right?
Yeah.
And I would rather them find out from me than another fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? So if my kid
Yeah,
is the
that's
one
fair.
telling some other kid, oh, at least he knows like how to go about it, or at least I feel like he knows how to go about it.
Yeah, your kid's a leader.
Yeah, bro. I
Or a
Um,
problem.
or a problem. Yeah, the thing is, if it's really not a problem in my eyes. If a parent comes up to me, if I get called into school and it's like, hey, your kid is like talking about sex, first of all, my kid shouldn't be just going around willy nilly talking about like masturbation,
True.
right? But if it's like, oh, he shouldn't be talking about it at all, bro, these kids are going to be talking about it whether I told my kid or not.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Like kids do talk about these things, and it's like at the very least, like they should have some degree of education about how this works. And thankfully, that's why we have sex ed, right? But think about if you like move to a state that doesn't have it, like if you move to Texas, where they'll just avoid the topic until it's too late, and then they'll only talk about like abstinence.
You don't fucking get me started on Texas. I could
Yeah.
have a rant on Texas for years.
Fair, fair.
I-
Real quick, Rafi, what do you think?
Yeah, I've said my piece.
Okay. So if my kid were to I guess discover any of this, I probably wouldn't go into detail. I'll just be like, oh, this is normal. This is just how things are, and then hopefully I live in an area where they teach that in school, so I don't have to like talk to my kid about it, and then he'll just learn with all the other kids. I don't really want to like discuss it. I don't know. It'll make me uncomfortable a lot.
Understandable.
That's fair. That's perfectly fine,
Right.
right? Like
Would you ask
the
your
way
wife
I
to do
feel
it?
about it.
Wait,
What's up?
Rafi, would you ask your wife to do it?
Don't.
What?
Maybe?
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 Okay.
Maybe? I don't know.
Is that like if she nominates herself?
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
I'll be honest, if my wife wants to do it, I'll let her. I'm not even gonna try to take it.
Yeah.
Would you guys tag team?
Maybe. I guess that would be a good idea, because then you would, let your kid be able to ask both of you questions, and it would be like a shared awkward experience rather than like just one.
You guys see the TikTok that's going around? It's like, they had the sex.
Oh yeah. How dare you have the sex? Shut up, wench.
They had the sex. It's very funny. Alright, sorry, Timmy, you were talking.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like, I feel like if my kid asked me, I think it very much depends on their age because like if they're, I feel like going into this question, it kind of I'm taking for granted that the kid's like younger than the school. Younger than the age where a school would have just taught him about sex ed and would have taught him how like wet dreams or erections work to begin with, right? Or for girls, of course, right? I'm just kind of taking for granted it's a guy because I'm speaking from my own experience or projecting my own experience onto this example, right? But I guess I'd give like a quick rundown of like not like go into the details of sex, right? Not go into like penis and vagina, but be like, yeah, you have instincts that make you want to like procreate, and your wet dream is you thinking about procreating.
Mhm.
Or is that too much? I don't know. For like, I feel like for a 10-year-old, like you learn a lot in 5th grade for science, right?
I
Like,
think they'd know. I think they would know at that point.
right?
I mean,
they understand reproduction,
like,
like on a
You're
basic
just kind
level.
of clearing it up. It's like a review class.
Like, I'd say if it's my son, like, if it's your son, I think you just tell him what he needs to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of, like, his own personal body. And then if he gets, like, once he gets older, if he obviously needs to know about the other sex, right? Like, you can't, like, if he doesn't find out himself, or, like, if you want to give him your perspective on things, then, yeah, you can have another conversation. It's just, it's strange. I feel like what you should what I would say is like what he needs to know for his own body at first, like minimum.
That's fair. Okay,
Yeah.
so real quick, I don't know if you guys want to say anything else about the parenting / sex talk, because I have a really random story that I remember writing down, but I just forgot to mention for just pivoting back to porn for a second.
Please.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right, so real quick, this was in high school. Nikib, you might not be aware of this, right? I was in a group of friends, right? And one of them, great guy, fantastic guy, super intelligent, a little weird, just a little bit. Then again, everyone's weird, I think, right? There was one thing that even from freshman year of high school, he always wanted to do. And he just brought up, I guess, throughout the 4 years we were all friends at high school. And that was watch gay porn together.
What?
Right? Yeah, so let me explain this. Basically, the way he explained it to me and tried to pitch it to me and some of my other friends was this was like going to be a game, right? And the game was essentially you and a bunch of your and like, again, this is him explaining it. You and a bunch of your male friends all sit down, wearing not much more than just boxers, right? And you all watch gay porn together, right?
What?
It's on the monitor. You're all watching together, and the loser is whoever gets a boner first, right? And
so
that
not
was
only are you guys watching gay porn together, you're inspecting each other's
you're
penises
also
to make sure.
keeping an eye out for.
Oh my god. Okay, continue. Sorry.
And the whole point of the game was basically to figure out who amongst your friends was the
Gay?
gayest of the bunch, right? I would like to think it wasn't just a black and white, you are gay or you are not. I think it's probably you got some amount of gay in you or something like that. Again, I'm not going to get into the nuances here. I don't think this game, quote unquote, was made with a lot of nuance. But I always found it really funny because he would bring it up at least once a year consistently, and every time would get shot down. And I always thought, what a weird idea. But at least to me, it is pretty unique. Never heard that before. Never heard about this before. Never gonna do it. But it's pretty unique. I'll give him points for that.
You know, the thing
nice of you.
I find like interesting about this story is the fact that it's making a game out of it and watching gay porn to see who has a boner. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that none of my friends have given the idea of watching porn together, and I also won't lie and say that I haven't done it in terms. Like, and it's not like, oh, we sit there and we're like, all right, guys, today we're gonna watch porn together. No, bro,
Get the lotion out.
bro, it's literally just like I have some crazy stupid, like I have some dumb friends, bro. Like, we'll just be hanging out and he'll just find like a video, like while scrolling Reddit or something like that. And he's like, hey guys, check this out. And then we all just crowd around his phone. And like that's all it really is. Like there's nothing.
Really?
Else. Yeah, like it just happens. I would say every like once every like few years. I'd say it happened like last year. I remember it just happens randomly because no one really gives a shit. It's like, hey yo guys, like let's like check this out. And they all just huddle around his phone. Like nothing really happens.
Okay, Rafi and Pratik, I need you guys to help me out here. I've definitely never done this. I don't know if I'm weird for not having done this.
Shit about this.
Okay, so Pratik has definitely
Can we
watched
just-
porn with his friends.
Yeah.
Pratik, get away from your mic. You're blowing it out in your complete stalwart denial.
I will blow it out like I blow your back out. But,
Hey.
When I'm dead.
Hell, oh my god.
damn
Rafi,
it.
have you watched porn with your friends?
Not in person. It was just like
Zoom
as
call.
like a joke.
Fuck.
No, not a Zoom call.
I think that's weirder.
But like, hold up.
Oh no, he's dying.
Like-
Am I the only one who's never watched porn with my friends?
thing is to me, your
like-
friends are not as weird as everyone else's friends.
Can I explain my story real quick? It's like a 30-second story.
Wow.
Basically, my friend got a huge 52-inch TV, and we were visiting him, right? And we were like, "Yo, that's a sick TV." He had like some PS4 game on, and then he was like, "You want to see what else it could do?" He did.
I love that.
So you basically christened a new TV by just blowing like streaming porn to it?
Oh, not me. He did. He did.
Like, yo, pop the champagne bottles. We're testing this thing out today. Let's see what this baby can do. You know, like the meme of slap the hood. This baby can show so much porn in
Dude,
it.
that's so fucking jokes. Why is that embarrassing? I don't think that's embarrassing at all. That's so funny.
It was kind of weird after like we stopped laughing and it kept playing.
Yeah.
we immediately went down.
Right? I can just imagine Pratik being like he's laughing it up with his boys, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, wait, so do we still
Okay.
keep going? Because now I'm getting turned on. This is a
Hey.
problem.
Ruffy, I want to hear about the Zoom call though.
Yeah,
It's not a Zoom call. It's like
it was a Skype
over,
call.
Discord and like I think it's like back in high school, so Discord didn't exist. Whatever it was back then in high school. But basically, like, we'll have like a group chat sort of thing, right? And every once in a while, someone will just post like a funny video that they found, and just like post a clip on there, and then we'll be like, oh, haha, that's very funny. And then from there, it'll just escalate to us just posting random funny videos that we find on porn sites rather than actual like. So rather than looking for like the actual like pornographic content, we just look for like the actual funny content within those videos.
See, this is the thing. See, I don't find this strange. Like, this is not strange. Like, this happens like decently to me. You just have vanilla friends.
Yeah.
I
Which isn't
guess
a
I
bad
have
thing.
filthy vanilla friends.
Yeah.
So
You know
are
what the
you
crazy
sharing
thing
shit
is?
like the lemon stealing whores type of clip?
What?
What?
Dude,
What
wait,
the fuck are you saying?
Okay, hold on. We all know the lemon stealing whores, right? Like,
No, what the
No.
fuck
me,
kind of
Rafi,
friends do you
Rafi,
have?
hold on, help me out here. The only one
I
who
know
has
lemon
this
stealing
know.
whores. I know about that.
Thank you. You gotta say something, Rafi. Yeah, okay.
was
Nikki,
having an
I don't know. I don't
you
know.
guys are missing out on the lemon stealing whores. Someone Google lemon stealing whores on
No.
YouTube or
No,
just Google
no,
it in
no,
general.
No.
You'll find it's one of those dumb things where it's like the plot and the writing is so dumb and ridiculous. People have literally just taken the clip of a porn video and put the safe for work parts that set up the sex into onto YouTube, and it's just like it's
Like
a guy and a
Google
girl
Translate?
just hanging out on their yard, right? And the writing is complete trash, and I think it's just trying to be. And it's a girl and the girl's like, "Oh, I love spending all day looking at our lemon trees," and the guy's like, "Yeah, I love looking at our lemon trees with you." And then the girl's like, "Hey, has it been 10 seconds since we've looked at our lemon tree?" And then the guy's like, "Yeah, I think it has been a while since we've looked at our lemon tree. I hope the lemon stealing whores haven't stolen our lemons." And then they turn around and there's some girl just stealing lemons. And then they're like, "Oh my god, there's a lemon stealing a whore stealing our lemon." Like, the writing is great. The writing is
Nice.
10 out of 10, would win an Oscar. Amazing, right?
Oh, now I actually remember the escalation I had to, or like my friends had to watching like a porn video together. It was,
Please take it away.
you guys, you guys know the video. It's no, no, stop. I'm a virgin.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. So I don't know why we were watching that clip.
What?
You've never Pratik, we've literally talked about this clip before. You've never heard the meme? No, stop, don't do it. I'm a virgin. You've never seen
Oh,
that clip?
I didn't know it originated from something.
Yeah,
I've heard it before.
it's just a porn video, right? So he was like,
Oh
hey,
my
guys,
God.
I know where this like originates from. And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, you want to see it? And then like no one says yes. No one says yes. The thing is, no one ever agrees to anything. It's just, hey, you want to see it? And then he pulls it out, and then we're like, well, it's there. Why? Might as well, right? Nothing happens. We just watch the damn thing.
Yeah, of course. Nothing happened.
It'd be more interesting if something happened, and I would share that. But unfortunately,
You wouldn't. You're a liar.
you wouldn't I?
Real
You've known
quick.
me
There
long
was a video like 2 years ago. There was a video on Pornhub
Yep.
titled "BBC knocks out Irish girl" or some shit like that. Sorry, BBC dominates Irish girl. And it's just a video of Floyd Mayweather destroying Conor McGregor in a fight.
No, yeah, those
The
are
whole
stupid shit.
fight was on Pornhub.
Yeah. I know Pornhub.
See, that kind of content, like, that's not on Pornhub anymore. And, that's the kind of content we can more in the Lost of.
Sin-
Those are the memes.
It's
man.
good. It's good quality content. It's a good meme. It's a good laugh.
Oh, Pornhub comments will live on.
Pornhub
Yep,
comments will
true.
live on.
Pornhub
Pour one out for
comments.
the good jokes.
Those were better comments than Reddit. Most social media sites.
Yeah.
Wholesome too.
They are very wholesome. They actually are insanely wholesome. It's very
Yeah.
interesting. All right. Do we have anything else, guys?
I've expended all of my porn-related stories.
Me too.
Do we have another topic?
No,
Nope,
but
no,
we
that's
are.
it.
We are.
I'm saying,
now-
I use Nikki. Would you say that we've hit the recuperation period for this podcast?
Yeah, I do, and I don't need to reload right now. So
I see. Are you feeling a sense of regret after after you've just finished talking? for all
entirely,
this time?
I don't know how long this episode's gonna stay live, but
Yeah, we might
whatever.
have to do some editing for this one.
Nah, I'm just gonna keep it all in. Fuck that.
All right.
Nice.
Also, the Congress just approved 600 as the stimulus check.
Nice.
So,
At least
That's
something.
basically $75 per month since the last check.
Nice.
Congrats, guys.
Nice.
We can pay a tenth of our rent.
Honestly,
Nice.
it's so bad. I'm not in the mood to talk about politics and the coronavirus right now. Maybe
Real
next
quick.
week.
Coronavirus 2 Electric Boogaloo is on the way from England.
Yeah,
This is
from
confirmed.
the UK. Yes. coronavirus. Too.
Anyone who's confused, you just quickly Google new strain England. But yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing. 2020 is great.
It's too
It's
depressing.
not more deadly. It's just more infectious. It's easier to get.
Yeah, and
So wear that mask. Wash those hands,
yes, please, everyone stay safe.
please.
All right. Thank you everyone for for listening to episode 8 of the Be Like That podcast. We will catch you next week. Or honestly, it probably will be a more depressing topic, but we've had some fun today. So thank you again. Catch you guys later.
And sorry.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.